everyone, and happy Sunday, and welcome to our second week of the Business Leadership e-learning course, February 14th to 18th. I hope you all had a beautiful weekend and you had a great first week into your second semester. So far, I have to say, I'm really impressed by this class. I have upwards of 35 students, but I'm seeing a lot of really great work, staying on top of course materials, doing your participation activities, and just being vigilant with what to do to be successful in an e-learning course. So I'm really excited about that. So keep that up, okay? So this is your weekly breakdown for the week ahead, and I'm just going to give you a bit of a lesson here to take you through the week so that you can be successful. Just a gentle reminder that with an e-learning course, you can organize your week really how you would like to. But I do highly recommend that you carve out an hour each day and ensure that you spend that time on this course. It can be really hard to balance things sometimes, and an e-learning course can be left sort of to the last minute, especially if you have other things going on in class. But it is a grade 12 academic course, and if you don't allot six hours, which is really the equivalent of what you would have in a regular classroom setting, to this course throughout the week, then you'll fall behind and you'll find that you're struggling. Okay. So, video link for the week ahead is here. Obviously, you know that because you're listening to the lesson here now. So, for tomorrow, Monday, February 14th, so Valentine's Day, it's kind of a lesson just to take you through the expectations of the course. So, for this particular day, what I really want you to do is spend some time going through this material. And please don't ignore this material. It's incredibly important for your success. It's not the most exciting stuff, but it is important that you go through it if you plan on being successful in this course and you would like an 80 or 90 or above. And so what I've done here is I've collated some information as it applies to research and in use of citations. In this course, we use Chicago style citations. Now, a lot of students probably have never used Chicago before. Most students are familiar with APA and MLA, but have never used Chicago. So it is important that you take some time to learn how to do that. Don't be intimidated by it. Just like any citation, it's kind of getting over the mental hurdle at first, but once you learn how to do it, it's actually really straightforward. What I've done is I've compiled a video lesson here for you. It's about an 8-minute lesson on how to do Chicago, and it takes you through where to find resources in our Brightspace classroom under content. I provided with you a wealth of information under content. There's a folder there called Chicago Citations, and this video explains that. It also takes you through how to do a citation, and I've been teaching this for a long time, and I think that the way that I explain it makes it pretty straightforward. So it's a tool for you to go through. Very important that you watch this lesson and that you practice using the citation today in your participation activity. Anytime you use research in this class for an assignment, it's important that you include the citation. If you don't, I'll probably be emailing you and letting you know that you need to redo the assignment with the citation. I usually specify when citations are needed, but general rule of thumb in grade 12 is if you're using any outside research, so any information in your work that's not your own thought, you have to cite it. Okay, so again, today's lesson is really just about learning how to do that in this course. So you watch this video, take notes, apply it, and then you can go through other course information here. So there's some, you can check out the course outline, different expectations, how to write a strong business report. Really important that you go through that as well, because you will be writing some business reports this semester. And I can always tell when it comes to those case studies what students have actually gone through this document and which students haven't. So take some time to just go through that. And then again, Chicago citations being sort of an emphasis on our lesson today. And then you'll have to do our participation activity, of course. And the participation activity, again, a gentle reminder that we are doing one per day this week, and that's your attendance. So you have to do the participation activity for today, for Monday, if you would like to be marked as in attendance for Monday. As of next week, you'll only have one to do for the entire week. So that'll be really nice. But for this week, you have to do one per day. Okay? Awesome. Then on Tuesday, we move into a lesson. So right here in LinkedIn is a slide deck called the Dynamic New Workplace. With all assigned slide decks, I strongly recommend that you create a folder and a document for course notes. So throughout the course, you'll be given these slide decks as well as things like articles, TED Talks, videos, and you are expected to go through all of this information and create notes on that so that when you have assignments and you have discussion posts and you have projects and you have tests, I'm going to be asking you to connect to the material that I've given you. So, the lesson on dynamic new workplace, this particular article. And if you haven't noted it down or gone through it and written your own notes, you're going to find that not only are you not making the connections that I'm looking for, but when you get to things, especially like end of the unit projects or end of the unit tests, and then I bring this stuff up again, you're not going to know what it is. Okay. So I really strongly recommend that you do keep your own set of course notes, that when you go through these slide decks and you go through these articles, you're just jotting down a few key things from each of them, so that when it comes to the projects and tests, you can just open up your notes for the unit and you have everything there that you need to draw from. Because something that I look for throughout the course on your discussion posts, your projects, and anything, unit tests, is that you're making connections to the course content. So I'll give you an example. Last semester for the final exam, there was a question, and it was very obvious to me which students were actually referring to the course notes and the stuff that we did in class versus going to Google and finding the answers on something that had absolutely nothing to do with what we learned in class. Right? It's very obvious to me. So it's super, super important that you are showing me that you are doing your work by going through the lessons, the slide decks, the articles, and making notes on that and referring to that as you go through your projects and assignments. Okay. Wednesday, you're given a new assignment. This is available to you in Dropbox. You are just to make a copy of this document and go through and answer the questions based on the lesson from the previous day. So again, I'm going to be looking for connections to that lesson. Show me that you've done the work. Show me that you reflected on the content that you learned. Okay. Please note that anything due this week or anything that has been assigned to you is actually due next Tuesday at 8 a.m. This is a one-off, and that's because Monday is family day. So because we're not in school, those items are not due at Monday at 8 a.m., which is what we typically do. Instead, you get that extra day. So this will be due Tuesday at 8 a.m. On Thursday, you've been assigned another slide deck, business communication skills, presentation skills. So I ask that you go through this. There's going to be several video presentations that I ask you to do throughout the semester. And when you do these video presentations, I expect that you are inserting these skills. Okay, so again, going through the slide deck, making sure that you understand how to create an effective visual slide deck and create an effective business presentation so that when I ask you to do that for this course, you're showing me that you've made those connections. Okay, then you're going to be asked to watch a TED Talk. Again, you've been assigned the TED Talk. It's expected that you would go into your course notes, write the name of the TED Talk down that you watched, and then write some course notes on what some of the key themes from the TED Talk were. Okay, and this is followed by your second journal entry. So for this particular assignment, this is also available to you in Dropbox. You're going to be given, you have the TED Talk to reflect on, as well as a short YouTube video by Will Smith on failure. There's a couple of questions to write and reflect on, and then you have to produce your very first video response. So that's where those business presentation skills come into play. You're going to be reflecting on failure. So I'd really like to see you using that vocal energy, that intonation. It's only asking for a 2-minute audio presentation. And so again, just even listening to me and how I present, you want to make sure that you're enthusiastic, that you're practiced, that you're not, pausing and going, yeah, right? So you're having that all there for you, okay? And then, of course, don't forget to do your participation activities each day. That is also due Tuesday at 8 a.m. And then Friday, you have a work period just to finish everything up. Okay. So again, if you're doing this day by day, that's a really great way of keeping organized. However, again, you can organize it, based on who you are. You are going to be going through learning about citations, making sure you watch that lesson. You've got the dynamic new workplace worksheet available in Dropbox due on Tuesday, plus the article as well as the slide deck. Then you've got your business communication slide deck, learning about that, watching the TED Talk, and completing the journal entry, as well as the first video entry that you'll be doing. Okay, and those 2 items are due in Dropbox at Tuesday at 8 a.m. And make sure that you do those 5 different participation activities on each day they are assigned for your attendance for that day. As always, if you have any questions at all, you know where to find me. Just send me an email. My objective is always to return emails to my e-learning students within 24 hours, unless on weekends. And otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you online.